All right, good morning, everybody. We are just going to jump right in to the price action today. So apologies for not posting a video yesterday. I was completely and utterly mentally drained, and I just needed a night just to relax and hang out and watch TV with my family. So that's what I did last night. So we're just going to kind of just jump right in, like I said earlier, and just pick up right where we left off. So currently on the day, AMC is currently trading $32.26, currently bouncing off of this 50 to 61.8% retracement zone that you see here in gold. So right in here is what we're seeing. So what I expect our next level of resistance is around $32.42. I'd like to currently see, let's see. Here. Stream status. Let me. I don't currently see if we're having any issues right now. Let me refresh this. Let's see. All right, so yeah, so it looks like we're still good here. I'm not really seeing any issues as far as stream health go, but I will continue to keep going. So again, we are still bouncing off of this retracement zone here. I would expect us to either continue this bounce, provided that we don't get any more follow through with volume. If we do happen to break down, our next level of support is, let me zoom out one more time. It's going to be right at around $31.16. Let me see. Let me jump over. So we're kind of just going to jump around to a whole bunch of different stocks. The main ones I've been covering have been Gevo, Ocugen, and AMC. So if there's any viewers out there that want me to jump in and cover other companies or ticker symbols that you want me to look at, I'm more than happy to do so. Let me come over here. All right, so Ocugen currently trading at $7.60, currently down 38 cents, 4.71% on the day. We are bouncing off of this level of support at $7.60, which also happens to be that it falls right within that retracement zone that I had discussed on Wednesday, I believe it was. So we're still currently hovering in this zone here. And again, a lot of this stuff tends to happen, especially, I mean, Ocugen was on a pretty significant run there for a little while. And I remember specifically saying, hey, if we don't bounce off of this ascending level of support, expect to see it dip down. And eventually we could end up hitting that level of retracement right there. So let me see. All right, so let me jump over to Gevo. So Gevo's current price action right now, we are trading currently at $5.30. Here, let me kind of clean this up for y'all so it makes it a little bit easier to read. So we're still, looks like we're stair stepping down over the last few days of trading. So what I'd like to see us do, let me go ahead and create this. So we're pretty much in this descending channel right here. So this right here is that level of that descending level of resistance right here that is continuing just to pound Gevo down further and further. Excuse me. So Ideally, what I'd like to see us do is bounce off of this descending level of support and then hopefully establish a new upward trend. On the, let me kind of see where we're at with the RSI. RSI currently, because it looks like we did bounce off of it at $5.21, and we're starting to have a little bit of a reversal, which is good to see. What's also nice to see is the RSI. So you see how the chart is kind of still trading sideways a little bit, but the RSI is starting to trend up. So it's a little bit of bullish divergence, which means buyers are starting to step back in. And they're currently liking where that price is currently trading at. So it's good to see there. Let me see the apologies here. I'm trying to fix this real quick. All right. Close that out. All right, so if there are any viewers that are, looks like I got everything fixed now. So if there are viewers that are currently watching the stream, if you have any questions or any tickers that you want me to check out, please feel free to drop it in the chat. I'm more than happy to check out any other companies and technicals for you guys. God, Robinhood did end up bouncing. I know that it rejected at 50. Now this, just in terms of where all the apes are standing, pretty much every single AMC and Gamestop supporter is wanting this thing to just be shorted into oblivion, just simply out of spite because of what they did, in January, how they intentionally manipulated the market openly in the middle of a trading day. Not to mention the fact that Citadel is probably one of their most heavily valued supporters for them financially. Now, looking at just the chart for let's see, for Robinhood. So let me go ahead and mark some of this here. So they currently have support at $47.53 or so. That's where it's bounced off of. Their next level of resistance is going to be right at $51, give or take, because I am zoomed out on the 1 hour. So and then after that, I would anticipate, let's see, go here. You got another one at $58.99. So what you're looking for when you're looking for levels of resistance and support, significant breakthroughs through these levels, you want more than 3 touch points. So for instance, for Robinhood specifically, so like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 specifically for this level right here. I personally, the RSI is starting to get a little bit hot. It's starting to trend up pretty significantly here. So a lot of the times whenever you have that RSI, it starts to hit that 70-point mark. That typically starts to head into the overbought category. And if you see it dip down under 30 points, that usually indicates an oversold territory. So a lot of day traders typically find their points of entry and exit based on the RSI, so that it allows them to be able to adequately secure profits, and also find good points of entry, like I said earlier. So, Tesla is down on the day too. I know Tesla was on a pretty good run there for a few weeks, or excuse me, for a few days. I know, if I can get the chart to load. Let me close some of this stuff. I'm trying to figure out why. Close this guy. Ortex. Let me pull up the Ortex data real quick. So currently for AMC, short interest is up 1.26% on the day. we have just over 350,000 shares returned, and 1.76 million borrowed against. So our net borrow change on the day is 1.4 million. So now these are shares that have been borrowed from entities that are allowing their shares to be lent out. Now they do have to pay. There is a cost of borrow fee. The average cost of borrow fee is 2.14% currently. So that is something to keep in mind, because this cost of borrow continues to go up. So does that short interest free float. Currently, we're back up to 19.27%. The shares on loan, man, have gone up significantly. We're over 111 million now, which is pretty significant. I haven't seen us up that high in quite a while. Let me see. So utilization currently is hovering around 92.56%. So the utilization is the amount of lendable shares that are currently on loan. So there's still roughly about 7.5% that can still be lent. Currently, that is not the case though. So they're either being held on, or there's folks that currently just aren't willing to lend them at this moment. Now, just because they are lent out doesn't necessarily mean that these hedge funds are going to immediately start shorting them. I mean, as long as they're willing to pay that cost of borrow fee, they can borrow them and hold them, for as long as they want, as long as they're willing to pay that cost of borrow fee. So that's just something to keep in mind. Just because things that are being held doesn't mean that they're necessarily being shorted immediately. But the fact that all for AMC specifically, when the MOAS actually happens. Looks like we have a couple of viewers, which is cool. Morning, guys. Thanks for joining. I am just, if you haven't gotten an update on AMC, feel free to rewind a little bit. I just got done checking the Ortex data on it. I'm getting ready to jump into the Ortex data on Oxygen, kind of see where we're at with that. Let's see, go. Man, this thing is going slow today. Come on. There we go. All right. Loading. All right, so Oxygen currently, wow, up 5.65% on the day. 1.16 million shares returned, 4.37 million shares borrowed. A current net of almost 3.25 million shares borrowed net. Cost of borrow average is 8.54%. So these shorts are paying a pretty substantial amount. Now this percent rate. This is a yearly interest rate. This is not something that they pay, month over month. The current short interest is 24.78%, which again is substantial. I mean, to be quite honest, if there's any substantial catalyst or news that comes out regarding this Covaxin, if they're able to get full FDA approval, I mean, this thing is running like crazy. I don't see how it wouldn't, just based on the short interest data alone. It's already had a pretty significant support in terms of just the community itself supporting it, because I know that there have been folks that have been skeptical about Moderna specifically, and Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, just because of folks posting live like side effects and things like that they've had after taking these vaccines. So just something to keep in mind. I do know that they're currently working on developing a booster as well. So that would be interesting to see if they are able to get that specifically, up and running. Flashpoint Capital Moon Gang. Well, hey, what's up, Jay? Hey, if there's anybody in here, if you haven't heard of Flashpoint Capital, feel free to go give Jay a subscribe. Go check out his videos. He's got quite a bit regarding, getting credit cards and how to work those different programs with different credit card companies to take advantage of it financially. He also specifically will we'll jump into, technical analysis in the stock market as well. So feel free to hit him up, Flashpoint Capital, and Jay is the content creator for that channel. Let's see. Let me jump over to, let's see what kind of other, these are my recently viewed. Let me go check out my positions. Let's see. So Microvision, let's jump into Microvision. I haven't looked at Microvision in quite a while. Schwab margin requirement is up to 200% just for trading the security. Wow. So that's just trading specifically, I'm assuming, through Schwab. Is that right, Jay, from what you're seeing? So Microvision, man, looks eerily similar to Gevo. Let me see here. So for those of y'all that don't know, Microvision actually develops like an automated software for like the computers that go into smart cars or these all electric cars. Now Microvision personally, I mean, I think the entire EV sector is going to be a huge win long term. So if you can find, any particular company that you have conviction in that is developing or manufacturing vehicles for the EV sector, definitely get in. Especially now, like the platform I use is Webull. So Webull specifically has recently allowed purchasing like partial shares. So, I mean, shoot, getting into Tesla definitely isn't a bad idea, especially if you can get in on a dip. Another one, and a good buddy of mine, who I'm not going to drop his name except for, if he allows me to do so, but he's a big believer in Fisker. So if y'all haven't seen Fisker's vehicles, definitely go check it out. I believe they just they started working and manufacturing out of the factory that develops, I think it was BMW and Porsche, I want to say, out of Germany. So Fisker Automotive definitely is one to check out long term. And their vehicles look freaking sweet. I mean, they're definitely up there just in terms of the quality that I've seen. Currently on the technicals, though, we are still in a little bit of a downtrend. As you can see, we hit up at $19.37, which I believe is, I don't think it's an all-time high. Let me jump back. No, almost though. So it looks like we've tested that level 1, 2, 3. That was the fourth time we had tested it and rejected it. The all-time high is currently trading at $20.68. Currently for Fisker specifically, we have a strong level of support here at 1471, which is actually currently, ironically enough, where it's trading at. Next level of resistance, I would say, is going to be right at about $15.71. So right in here. And then it looks like we also have a smaller one at about $15.17. So right in there. So those are just kind of those quick little technical points as far as like where you want to see and plan your position of entry as well as your position of exit. So definitely something to keep in mind. Now it looks like we're starting to swing back up after bouncing off of this level of resistance, level of support. And now we're starting to head back up. So currently the 15MA is trading below the VWAP. Now the VWAP, for those of y'all that don't know, is the volume weighted average price. Anytime that you see a candle, especially a green candle that opens and closes above that, you start to see an increase in volatility. And a lot of the times you'll see volume follow through. What we also want to see as well is this 15MA hook and start trading over the 200 EMA. So currently right now, I would say just based on this chart, it's currently favoring the bears, but anything can happen on any given day. It looks like we have a beautiful double bottom though. Or for anyone that watches Trace Trades, we got a George W. going on right now. A George W is a bullish indicator. It is something to definitely keep in mind of. I would expect this, honestly, though, to just form a cup and handle, just based on where I'm seeing with the RSI too. So I would expect it probably to consolidate right around this area and then hopefully continue upwards, because it'll allow for this 15 MA to start to hook and actually, start to make its way past the VWAP, which is something good to see. So I would expect this to trade in this zone here for a little bit. Definitely until that RSI cools off. Let me see here. Wow, Boxlight's running. Oh my goodness. So again, jumping into this one, I haven't been in Boxlight in forever. Boxlight is a company that develops education software. Now, right at the peak of COVID, this thing was projected to be kind of one of like the huge home run kind of companies, up until the point where they weren't able to my knowledge, to ink any of their major contracts. But the fact that it is running is definitely, they must have done well in earnings. Let me look at the news. Boxlight Q2 results. Let me see here. Earnings call. Yeah, so earnings was yesterday. So they probably haven't dropped it yet on the Webull desktop, but I would assume that they did substantially well on their earnings. Oh yeah, here we go. So Boxlight Q2 EPS beats estimate, sales 46.8 million beats the 40.26 million estimate that they had. Yeah, so that's it right there. That's why it's running, because it substantially did better in terms of its earnings. Let's see here. Let me jump over. Another company that I was interested in as well is Globalstar. So the ticker on this one is GSAT. Now, Globalstar is a company that works with 5G software, and there were rumors of them starting to work with SpaceX in terms of their 5G software and SpaceX's technology for satellites. So Globalstar is also a company that I've been bullish on for some time. The other one was, let me jump over. Where's it at? Bear with me, guys. I gotta find it. I got so many tickers on here. Shoot, I can't find it. Where'd it go? Yeah, I must have gotten rid of it. Let me go. Oh, here it is. UAVS. So UAVS, or American AG Eagle Aerial. So what they do is they are a drone developer, and there were rumors and whispers of them working with Amazon specifically, and they even had purchased a massive headquarter area that was in one of the same areas as one of like the largest Amazon factories. So during COVID, at the height of it, there were rumors that there was going to be a release of what's called Amazon Air, which is going to be Amazon delivery via drone, which would have been phenomenal. I'm not really entirely sure. I haven't jumped into that DD to be able to specifically tell you where they're at in terms of that, or if they're even continuing talks, or even if they've dropped any news as to who they're working with specifically. But it is something to keep an eye on, definitely. Let me jump back into Oxygen. And for any viewers watching, again, if you guys want me to check out any other tickers or want me to check out any short interest, let me know. All right, so we're still bouncing in this Fibonacci retracement zone. Looks like we have a little bit. Now, again, this is ticker symbol OCGN. Looks like we have a little bit of a bull pennant forming. So a bull pennant you typically will see is an ascending level of support with a descending level of resistance, which forms this pennant, right, or this wedge. So this is good to see. A lot of the times, this is indicative of an upcoming breakout. Now, it's not a guarantee, but it typically tends to run in favor of the bulls a vast majority of the time. So keep that there for the moment, and then I will jump over to AMC again. Let's see. AMC. Here we go. Recent view. AMC currently trading at $32.45. Looks like we had a beautiful bounce off of that 61.8% retracement, and we broke through that 50% retracement line at $32 to be able to trade that security specifically, which is interesting. I mean, typically you see that in drastically hard to borrow stocks, but the fact that they're just continuing to raise these levels for AMC is it's going to end up being a self-fulfilling prophecy. I mean, it's just validating what we already knew, and the fact that the mother of all short squeezes is definitely upon us. It's just it's not a matter of if, it's just when. So, I mean, shoot, I've been in AMC since beginning of January. Let me see. I'm trying to see here. Hey, I want to make sure. It looks like I'm getting notified about like slow stream bit rates. So, let me see here. So if y'all can, let me know if I'm coming in clear or not. I just want to make sure that the stream's coming in good. All right, so AMC's next level of resistance is going to... It looks like AMC is having a really steady bounce here. Currently, oh yeah, see, check this out. So the 15MA, look, so this is what I was talking about. So we typically see an increase in volatility whenever the 15MA starts to hook and cross over that VWAP, which is exactly what you're seeing. You're seeing a follow through in volume right here. Hopefully we can continue that, and buyers will continue to step in so that we can eclipse that $32.70 or 69 cent mark. Looks like we tested $32.74 and then had a little bit of a rejection. It wouldn't surprise me either to see a little bit of a cool off. The RSI is getting kind of hot. We're right at that 67 point range there. Let me jump over to GIVO real quick. So GIVO, so it looks like our 15MA is currently trading above the VWAP, which is good to see. Next, we would need to eclipse that 200 EMA. Looks like we did have a little bit of a reversal, which is also nice to see. Trying to find, was it Microvision was the one that I was looking at where I drew the nope, that's not it. Oh, here, let me jump into Gamestop. That's one thing I haven't done yet. So Gamestop is currently trading at $159.51, currently down $2.84 on the day, for a total of 1.75%. Down. Now, we did have a bounce off of 157.57 and have started to create higher lows, which is definitely good to see in terms of a trend reversal. Let me do this. See if we can continue to honor that ascending. Yeah, I keep getting these errors in terms of analytics. Not really sure why. All right, so hopefully I can get Ortex to work. Go. All right, here we go, Gamestop. So Gamestop's short interest currently on the day is currently down 0.72%. I'd say pretty much net neutral on the day. Current short interest or free float is just under 10.5%. Days to cover has gone down a little over 10%. Utilization is down also. So there's still a lot of shares that are available to be lent. For GameStop specifically, let me do a quick check because I haven't looked at AMC in a little bit. Let's see if AMC's had any change. So no, not really. So AMC's still 1.29%. Return shares just over 500,000. Borrowed almost 2 million against it. Net change is 1.44 million. Current short interest free float for AMC is 19.28%. Again, but with AMC specifically, we're seeing continued growth in all of the specific details that we need to monitor for a short squeeze. Exchange reported short interest is up 7%. Estimated short interest free float is up 22. Free float on loan is up almost 10. Shares on loan is up almost 10. Days to cover is up almost 8. Cost to borrow is up over 9. And utilization is up almost 0.25%. So continued growth on all fronts for AMC specifically. Let's see. Ooh, RKT's running. That's my boy Jay's company. He was all about RKT back in March. Now, RKT, in my honest opinion, I personally didn't get into it because I was kind of anticipating it to be a pump and dump, which that's exactly what it was. Because you weren't really hearing any specific news about it, and it just randomly had a run up, and nobody could really explain why that happened. And then I do know that they were running today because they did beat earnings, which is good to see, especially from the fact that they handle mortgages. And I know the housing industry has been on kind of a lull, but we are getting into the slower season for real estate as well. Usually Q3 and Q4 tend to hit a little bit of a slowdown because kids are going back to school, so families aren't really typically moving, like they were prior. Now, what you do tend to see is a pickup like right after Christmas going into, I'd say like the day after Christmas up through like the middle of January, you start to see a pickup in terms of overall, in terms of overall like traffic, in terms of, viewers or showings or folks coming out to tour neighborhoods and things like that. So that is something you do tend to see again whenever the end of the year starts to wrap up. Let's see. Let me jump back over. Let me jump back to Gevo. I want to see how Gevo's doing. So Gevo, got the minute. All right, so this is good to see. So still Gevo is maintaining trading over that VWAP, which is good to see. Currently, the 15 MA is trading at $5.34, while the VWAP is trading at $5.32. Now, for those of y'all that don't know, the VWAP is the volume weighted average price. So that is the average price for any particular person that is currently purchasing it today in the intraday. So a lot of the times we want to make sure that we are in bullish territory. If we are currently trading over the VWAP, that typically means that anyone that is purchased on that day has been green for the day, and then trading under the VWAP would indicate bearish momentum, which would indicate that anyone that is purchased is going to be on average red on the day. Let me see I'd say the next major level of resistance for Gevo is going to be 537, just based on looking at the intraday. So 537, we have support at $5 and what is this? $5.30. So right there. A looks like we might be forming a little bit of a cup and handle. Let me jump back. AMC, let's do an AMC check. Oh man, this is beautiful. All right, so looks like we eclipsed that $32.68 mark and then had a little bit of a rejection, but it looks like it's doing its best to stay right at that mark to get over. And looks like the 15 MA, yep, the 15 MA is currently eclipsed both the VWAP and the 200 EMA. So here we go. So here, we'll just do this live. So see if we can break 32, roughly 32.77 or so. That's where I'd like to see us break. We've rejected it almost 4 times. But it looks like buyers are starting to step back in. RSI is cooling off a little bit here. We go down. So real quick, just kind of updating everybody. So I'll be on for probably another 20 minutes or so. And then I will have to jump off, but I will be dropping some more technical analysis videos later this evening, just to kind of update everybody with where we finished on the day for these tickers. Let's see. UAVS. Let me jump back out of here. All right, so yeah, so UAVS is currently hovering around support $3.88 or so. Yeah, because you had here, you had support, resistance, and support. So $3.88 is going to be that support level. It looks like I'd like to see us have a little bit of bullish divergence here. See if we can get buyers to step back into UAVS. Let's see. RKT. So RKT currently on the intraday is up 8.99%, currently trading at $19.06 on the day. They have, again, they are running because they had beat their estimated earnings, and which is great to see. I would expect, obviously this can't maintain its momentum forever. I would anticipate some sort of volume exhaustion, or definitely people trying to exit their position by the end of the day today. That's just my personal opinion. So definitely something to keep in mind. All right, so AMC just broke that level of resistance at $32.76. Next level is going to be $33 even, roughly, maybe even $33.05. So that's what we're looking for next. Let me check. I want to check AMC one more time. Refresh. Okay, so no changes of yet. Through to delivers. All right. So AMC, hopefully we can bounce and establish this 32.76 as a new level of support. What's also great to see on these candles is these bottoming tails. That's indicating weak selling pressure. because it just reflects that the sellers are trying to push it down, and then buyers are stepping right back in and pushing it right back up. Again, if you guys are just joining the stream, please feel free to hit up that like button. Definitely feel free to subscribe. The like button basically just helps out the YouTube algorithm, helps more folks find this video, and adds to the overall viewership of the channel itself. So I would greatly appreciate smashing that like and subscription button. And again, if you have any specific comments, definitely feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Gamestop looks like it's still respecting that ascending level of support, which is good. Let me jump out real quick. Yeah, so currently the 15 MA is trading over the VWAP. Next, it's looking to hook over that 200 EMA. I think if we can get that 15 MA over that 200 EMA, we should see some pretty good movement. Man, what a rebound by AMC. We're almost going to go green on the day. It wouldn't surprise me if we did either. Still respecting that ascending level of support. And it looks like we have 3275 as that new level. So again, next level is going to be at that $33 range. Micro Vision. So Micro Vision's still following this downward channel. Looks like we're having a little bit of a bounce though, which is good to see. Check out Ocugen. Ocugen currently still trading in that Fibonacci retracement zone, just consolidating right now. Still consolidating within this channel here. So no real movement. Pretty much, I feel like this chart is kind of deciding what it wants to do. Not in any real hurry to do so. I think if we do get a break up, especially if we can hook this 15 MA over that VWAP, we should see a pretty nice move. Let's see. Oh, is AMC moving again? So still respecting that ascending level. AMC currently trading at $32.77, down 29 cents on the day, 0.83%. And again, last Vortex check, AMC is had a net short interest change of 1.29%, has currently 1.44 million shares borrowed against it on the day. Okay, so let me go back to that minute. So AMC's in a little bit of a bull flag on this, looking at it from a micro standpoint. Oop. Come on. Golly, man, my Weeble desktop, I don't know if I need to update it or what, but it's been glitchy. All right, so when you hear the term bull flag versus a bull pennant, a bull flag is you have a flagpole here, okay, which is a breakout, and then you have a descending level of both support and resistance, okay? And what this tend to lead, now this is a bullish indicator. What this usually leads to is a breakout. So again, I'm expecting, and it looks like we have a little bit of bullish divergence starting right here. So you see how the RSI is starting to tick up, but the chart's not really tending up. It's just kind of sideways right now. So that's usually a follow through saying that, hey, buyers are starting to step back in and expect a change in momentum. I think if we get this and we break over this descending level, I think we could see 33. Okay, let me jump back over real quick. Where is it at? GameStop. Here we go. All right, so GameStop is just under 160 on the day. At 15 MA is still currently trading over the VWAP, that volume weighted average price, starting to slowly but surely make its way up towards that 200 EMA. And again, I think if we can eclipse that and have a strong follow through and continuation in volume, we should see a pretty strong move for GameStop. Ocugen is also still trading within this channel. Excuse me, this bullish pennant formation here. Just honoring this red line here that you see, this support line. It's just consolidating, trading above and below it this whole way. Basically trying to figure out what it wants to do. Ideally, if Ocugen does not break upwards, I would say the next level of support is going to be around $7.25, give or take. Actually, yeah, $7.30, right there. All right, go here. Okay, so still trading there. Let me check on Globalstar. So Globalstar is barcoding. It's usually not really what you want to see, especially from a tech company. Let me zoom out. But they are still honoring this ascending level of support here. So currently, Globalstar is in an upwards trend here. I would say looks like a $1.46 has been established as that new support level. So if it does dip, I would expect it to dip there and potentially bounce if it continues to honor that ascending level of support. I would also think, let me see where we're at. If it is able to continue, we have another level of resistance at $1.52. If it happens to, again, break downward, you have that $1.47 mark, and then after that you have $1.45. I mean, it looks like you have pretty strong base levels of support here. You got another one at $1.40. So yeah, I mean, pretty much every 3 to 5 cents or so, you should have another level of support. I would anticipate if this thing were to just plummet, it's got to be catalyst related or news related. Okay, let's see here. Ocugen. Flash saying looking to retest 33. Is AMC moving? Yeah, so this is what I was saying, Jay. So remember earlier, guys, and you can feel free to rewind this. Remember I was talking about that technical breakout out of this bull flag. So you see how it just boom, and it just started following that ascending level of support again, which is something, again, that we like to see. And again, it doesn't always happen that way. A lot of the times it does, but it's not always a guarantee. Yeah, we're about to take off. Here we go. Hopefully you guys are watching. AMC is about to break through $33. Let me clean this up now that we're out of that retracement zone. All right, so $33 is going to be that level. Man, they smacked it. Here we go. Buyers starting to step back in. So again, that 32.75 mark is acting as a new level of support. Let's see if AMC can continue. A little bit of bullish divergence. Okay, let me jump back over to another chart while AMC is doing its thing. If you guys can, let me know in the chat if you start seeing AMC run. I do want to check, now that I'm thinking about it, I want to check Stop-movin tracker. Stop-movin tracker. All right, Stop-movin tracker for AMC. So currently we have about 23,000 calls expiring in the money. If we can hit $34 and close at $34, we would add another 19,000 calls that would finish in the money today. Currently, shares available to borrow is right around 450,000. That is as of what's available currently right now. Looks like at the borrow fee rate is right at around 1%, and the ETF available is just over 22,000. Option data. Goodness gracious. I don't know if any of y'all have seen the calls in the money for January of next year, 135,000 in the money. I mean, if we could run back up to that $70 range, there's still another 164,000 that could finish potentially in the money. And the puts out of the money, 226,000. God, that's insane. Looks like we have quite a bit of puts out of the money that expire this week, 115,000. Next week, another pretty significant number, 219,000, that would expire out of the money. So yesterday AMC traded 67.2% of its trading volume through the dark pool. And the percent of the volume that was shorted yesterday was 56.9%. So again, that percent continues to rise. I mean, we've been over 50 since last week. All right, so good there. Golly, that's crazy, man. Currently, so our last update for the FTD, so we should get another update, I think, next, what is that? We should get another update on Monday as far as the next batch of failure to delivers for the end of July, I believe. Yeah, because it's usually every 15 days is kind of where that gap is. All right, AMC. Man, they do not want us to cross 33. That 32.96 is kind of where they're keeping it at. Again, guys, I'll be on for probably another couple of minutes. I'd like to see AMC break this technical level of resistance at $33. But I do have another job that I have to get to. So again, I will be on later this evening. Again, please feel free. Don't hesitate to hit up that like button. It helps out the YouTube algorithm, helps more people find the channel, as well as hit up that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I am slowly but surely, gradually, as the channel continues to grow, I will start to develop a little bit of a merch store where you guys can buy and purchase hats like this. I'm also going to be creating some hoodies and activewear. I'd also like to start getting like backpacks and bags and travel gear too going. I think that'd be something good to have, especially for folks that, want some cool stuff to buy. All right, so that's Stonko tracker. Let me check the Ortex data one more time. Let's do this real quick and then I'll jump back. AMC. Short interest. Okay, so currently still no net change on AMC for the Ortex data. I will be progressively checking and will tweet some stuff if I see anything substantial. Come on, man. We are so close. We got to get this breakout. And look at that beautiful break that we had out of that George W. And we've just been running ever since. Ideally, if we can break that, we should go green on the day. Come on. And the fact that we're starting to see this kind of a momentum right in, going into lunch hour, I think is going to be pretty significant. Because if we can continue this momentum going into power hour and the remainder of the day, should be a good finish to the week. Absolutely. Do one more check on. Come on, AMC. You know you want to. Let's check Gevo and Oxygen one more time. All right, good. So Gevo is starting to have a little bit of a reversal, which is good to see. Starting to make its way slowly but surely back upwards. Hopefully it can break out of this descending channel. And Oxygen is probably still going to be consolidating. Yep. So Oxygen is still, I'd say we're more so now in a descending channel, just based on what I'm seeing. Like that. So we'd like to see a break. Hopefully Oxygen can get a break over this descending level of resistance right here. Okay, one more check on AMC and then I will have to bounce, everybody. Boom. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Look at this. We are moving. Let's go. Get a follow through. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I told you $33 was that level. Let's go. Okay, real quick. Let me jump out. Next level, 33.20. Got to get to that 33.20. 33.20 will bring us 33.50.